Well, this is hopefully going to be a fairly quick swap. I've got myself another fuel filter, Borgenbeck BFF8111, which looks like the one I just took off. The thing is, it was sunny a minute ago. Looks like it's going to start to rain, so I'll slacken some stuff off. That'll be out the way. Remove the pipe there. Remove this pipe, remove that pipe, and then I'll get access. Right, that's that off now. This is something I'm going to have to look at changing, this clip. I do have some spares, supposedly, that will fit in there. I'm not entirely sure how that comes out. But anyway, I'll come back to that. Next thing I'm going to do is disconnect that one, pull the tongue back there, and I think this one's underneath. I'll need to do it with two hands, but I need to flick it down there and get it out. That's everything disconnected. The biggest pain in the arse is that one there, because I've got all these bloody pipes in the way. These two are very easy. That one comes off no problem. That one had a bit more effort, and for some reason I don't have one on there. So next thing, take it out off the firewall. Got I've got it removed. Next thing, as per last time, undo those two 12mm bolts. Undo these bits. That's that. So I'll unbolt that, pull it out. Well, here's the reason I've taken this off. I think it might have been drawing air because of this additional seal or additional O-ring. You'll see this is the proper one. It doesn't have an O-ring. Let's have a quick check. The diameter of this, sorry, the diameter of that is actually less than the diameter of this. So what I think was happening was there was air perhaps getting drawn in, because I was finding I had extended cranking times to start the car. I thought it was glow plugs at first, but I'll come into that later. So anyway, this is going back on here, and that one I'll keep it as a spare, but I'll just put it in the box once it's dried out. That's that. I've connected this, which is the water sensor, before I put this in place, because otherwise you've got less flex length with this particular filter. This one's shorter, the SCT one, so it's a much longer filter, this one, the one it's supposed to be. So next thing, put these two bolts in and back into the car. Right, I have it on good advice. This clip, which is actually a Ford spec clip, will actually replace this one. Now, I don't know if it is. I have never done this before in my entire life. So in theory that's going to slip in there somehow and take the place of the orange one. So what I'm going to do after a sneeze is I'm going to have a look and see how I get that out. I'm going to try a pick first, see if I can just lever it out. If not, I guess that'll just be staying in place. But I guess it's just the plastic that makes the springiness, so I'll put it in and see what happens. Right, well, here's the Ford clip. So that little tab pulls up, and then presumably once you've got it over the bit, you push it down. Well, it doesn't obviously fall out like that, but when it's inside the housing, that bit pulls down and has the secondary connection. At the moment, my fuel line is essentially held by the bottom part of the orange Kia clip. But I read on the Kia forums that, or Kia Owners Club UK, that these were supposedly the same size and perform the same function, but from my outlook, no, they don't fit. This bit generally is the same to go in, but it doesn't fit snugly. So what I think I'll need to do is I'll need to get another Kia clip and actually compare them side by side, because something's not quite right. I don't know if it's... I did definitely see, you see the flat edge there? That is definitely wider than the Kia clip. I don't know about the exact points. You see that locating? Of course it's deliberately not. There we go. That little triangular shape bit. It should go into a recess. Maybe that's at a different bit and it's too tight. But yeah, I shall endeavour to find another clip for a fuel hose connector from a scrap car, and hopefully I can put them side by side to see what the differences are. And it may well be that you can use the Ford clip, but it certainly didn't work for me on a wet day in Scotland, on a wet Friday. So I've got some of these if anybody needs one, as I say, but didn't work for me. But if you've got a Ford, I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, if this part number fits your Ford anyway. Comparison of what remains of the Kia clip, which is there. So flat is on that side, so presumably the flat is there. Sorry for the dodgy camera work. So, well, we'll just have to see how I can get that into here. I'll maybe get a bit of cloth or something and clean that out first, make sure there's no contamination. Well, I've given that a quick clean out in there, so I've now got to push it down into there, and hopefully it's going to work. So I've never done this before, so I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'll certainly give it a go. Well, I've spent about the last 20 minutes trying to change that clip for the Ford one. It just doesn't fit. That goes on, it's nice and secure, definitely locks on over this part here, it clicks on over it. So I'm going to put everything back together, put all the electrical connectors back. Should all be fairly self-explanatory. I think they only fit in one place, so that one goes into there. I think that one goes into the middle. Yep, that one goes at the top. So that's all connected up. I'm going to put the airbox and everything back on. That's on tight. So airbox back on, and then I'll pump it up. Well, that's everything back together. That's reconnected. That's reconnected. The dually clipped in there beside the turbos connected to fuel line connections are made and the airbox connections made. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pump some fuel into that and hopefully she fires up. Well, I wouldn't like to tell you how many pumps I gave that lift pump, but it was quite a few. So it's solid now. That would help if I got my keys out of my pocket, I guess. Handy things to have. Put the key in. Glow light's gone out, clutch down. There we go. No hanky panky there, no retakes. Started straight away, but I had to give a lot of pumps before the pressure came on. So what's the summary? The summary is don't necessarily buy a cheap fuel filter. Don't necessarily take advice that a Ford fuel line clip will work, as it clearly doesn't in my case. I'll probably try and scavenge one from a scrapyard at some point and I'll replace it. What else? I think that's about it. So if you do happen to need a Ford fuel clip, I've got a few of them if anybody needs to change one. So anyway, any questions, let me know, and I shall keep you up to date if there's any problems with this car. But we'll just do a test. That's it off. Turn it on again. Clutch down. Started there. I wouldn't say it started like immediately there, but it started, you know, within 2 or 3 cranks. So anyway, hopefully that's that done, and I don't need to worry about this anymore. But I will definitely change that connector, the little push tab thing, just to make sure everything's a hunky-dory. So anyway, hope you're all having a good day, and luckily it didn't rain.